welcome back to my channel. So, something a little bit different for this race. Doing stage 5 at After Party, Hell of the North. And my goal for this race actually was to try to get some Velo points. And let's just sort of watch the start of the race here and then we'll talk about the Velo points. So I always come out of the pen with a little bit of gusto, but I noticed that no one was really responding. Usually by about this point, people are already rolling up. Everybody's sort of back together, but I'm already noticing that, like 25 meters already from the main group was kind of a bit different. And then I start seeing the 2 seconds gap. We're up to 30 meters. They're behind me. So I'm feeling that they're going to probably, they're going to catch me at some point here, reel me back in. But I thought, well, we'll see what happens here. I'm not pushing super. I'm, basically doing a little TT action here with the 3.7, 4.0 watts per kilogram. And I got up to 3 seconds now. Now, if I actually thought I was going to be able to pull this off, I would have to be at least 45 seconds in front before I'd even feel remotely comfortable with staying away for this entire race. And the one thing is that this race, I actually raced up a category. And there was a reason for that. So I'm trying to gain um, Velo, Zwift racing Velo points. And the reason for that is I race the club ladder races, and it's based on that system. So I'm a gold rider in that system. Basically, the highest one is diamond, then it goes down to ruby, emerald, sapphire, amethyst, platinum, gold, silver, bronze, and copper. And within all those different color ranges, there's a certain number of points to be in those different categories. So I'm basically a gold rider right now. I'm 1,070 something points wise. And the way that I get more points to advance to the next level is by going to races like this and racing against riders that are ranked higher than me. So most of the riders in this race are either platinum or amethyst. So my goal is that if I manage to beat 2, 3 of those platinum riders, I will gain points to advance in the category. So that was basically my goal of the race. As you can see, they're now starting to reel me back in. I may be up to 5 seconds there. It's down to 2 seconds. They're coming on. Now they're burning matches. They're trying to close this up. Riders in the front, they're pushing over 4.0 watts. And I basically know they're coming, so I'm just going to ease off, ease off on the gas here, and let them reel me in. Still a long ways to go in the race. So, sort of back to these Velo points. So, in order to advance, like I say, you need to gain points, and the way you gain them is by beating riders in races that are ranked higher than you. If I'd gone into my usual category, the default category, let's say when I picked the race, there probably would have been maybe gold, silver riders, maybe some bronze riders. I'm not going to gain any points in those races. So if I raced against other gold riders, I maybe would gain maybe if I was to podium or whatever in the race, I possibly could have, gained 2 or 3 points. But I'm looking to gain like maybe 15 points in a race like this. 15 or 20 points would be really nice to jump up. Um, so as you can see, back to the race here, they caught me, which I fully expected was going to happen. And nothing really happened. There's some rolling sections to this race, but I pushed a little bit on the front there. I'm pushing a little bit just to see what's going to happen, but I'm not going to try to break away from this group. They're all pretty evenly matched power-wise, and if anything, I'm quite a bit less power than these riders anyways, but I'm holding on pretty good. And there's really just the climb at the end of this race that more or less everybody is waiting to get to. So, um, what else was I going to say there? So, yeah, so that was the goal of the race, was to try to get some Velo points. And um, the race really didn't have much else going on. That's why I sped it up. because it was just basically as a group we just rode along. Now there was more riders when this race started, and they just decided that it wasn't their day, and they backed off. Now that could have helped me maybe with gaining points in this race if there had been more riders as a group. But anyways, we'll catch back up with the action. Made at the base of the climb there, or before it, just to discuss some different aspects of this race. This race here was just using the Zwift scoring system. So I picked the category that's above, but I could also see in this race who I was racing against and what their velo score was. So that was what I was mentioning about, that I was trying to. So the way I get more points to advance up from gold to platinum is by beating riders that are ranked higher. So if I beat a platinum or amethyst, well, me beat an amethyst, not so likely, but if I was to, then I would gain many points in the race. So this race today it was for fun because I haven't done one of these races in a long time, but it was also, like I say, to try to get some points out of this. So I'd really like to get up to platinum. That's one of my goals, I guess you could say. And I think right now I'm somewhere around 1,070 something, I think, in gold. And to get the platinum, I need 1,150. So if I was to get maybe 10 or 15 points out of this race, would be nice. But the other thing is you can lose points. So if in this race, and I don't think there was, if there was any gold riders in this race, or even silver riders, and they placed above me in the race, I would actually probably lose points. So it can go both ways. And that was also the reason why I raced up a category in this race because I was hoping to have more platinum and amethyst riders. All right, back to the racing action now. So we've made it to the bottom of the climb, and as you can see in the chat, this is when the fun starts. Well, I guess if you want to call it fun if you enjoy climbing. Um, I'm not a great climber. As you can see, I don't tend to get out of the saddle too much, and it's something I really got to start working on. Um, I just sort of going back to my setup, I guess. I'm using the Zwift Click, so as you can see in my HUD there, I'm in gear number 12 right now. So it's very easy for me to change gears. It's a virtual shifting system. If you're not familiar with it, I've got the cog on my trainer, my kicker core trainer, and on my handlebars there, I've got little buttons I can plus or minus the gears. So as opposed to a traditional bike where if you stand to pedal, you've got to change gears before standing. You take the pressure off the pedals, change gears. So the click actually makes it very user-friendly when it comes to changing gears, especially when sprinting or climbing. So as you can see, the climb has started. Now, being as that these riders are platinum and above me, you can see this sort of the power that they're putting out right now. Now some of them are getting up 5.5 watts per kilogram. And I'm trying to stay with him here. I'm trying to accelerate to stay on because I'm still able to get a bit of a draft here. Um, the grade is 5-6%. Now you won't get as much draft on that, but once it dropped around about 3%, 3.5% in grade, you're still going to get a draft off those riders. So you want to try to stay with the group, and that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm pushing a little bit more now to try to get on, try to stay with this group. 4.5, 4.5. So I'm in the red right now, as you can see. I'm in zone 6. You can see by my all the data on my screen there. Um, and there's still a ways to go in this climb. They're still pushing. So it's becoming more and more difficult. And I'm looking at them as they're starting to get a little away from me now. I really should be putting a surge on. But as you can see, I'm like 130% of my FTP right now, 99% intensity, and I'm over 4 watts per kilogram. And as you can see what's happening, my head goes down and I drop off, and that's about it. So we're going to speed it up again. Obviously, they're in front of me now, and I'm probably not going to see them again. Um, so it was disappointing, of course, to get dropped. Um, and yeah, there was more riders in this race at the start that didn't finish the race, which probably would have helped me as well with the points. So I'm going to end up actually finishing, obviously, in the back of this group. And I ended up not actually getting any points out of this race. My plan kind of fell apart with trying to get some points out of this for my velo points. So my plan didn't really work. It was still a good workout, like they always are. Um, and this is a pretty significant climb. It's not like huge. It's pretty steady grade. It pitches up here on some of the corners. It's nice and twisty. It's always more entertaining, obviously, to have riders around you, but that didn't happen for me today. Um, and yeah, so we'll see the next one if I try to pick a race with the racing up a category, if I try to do that or not, to try to get more velo points, or just let them happen when they happen. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Um, try to shorten up some of these videos because I know that people aren't going to stick around at the end. Oh, there's the finish line. Race is over. We're all relaxed. So thanks for tuning in. Come back to the channel anytime. Subscribe, comment. Yeah. Cheers.